Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my show, Surrounded by Stupid. My name's Ed Rhodes. I'll be your host. We've done a few shows. It seems like everybody's sending me emails, but not too many people are viewing the episodes. Hope we start getting a little better following. If not, oh well, it's not even really for everybody else. It's for me, just kind of rant. But actually, the whole email thing just come about. Thought, throw something out there. Maybe I'd get some more material. But I'm getting questions. Tamara Payne in Kentucky. I'd like to thank you for your email. You had a question. You said something that you'd heard that I'd quit smoking, and you asked me how I did it. Well, I just decided I needed to quit. I was smoking 3 packs a day. I figured it was going to kill me if I didn't, so I decided to quit. Cut myself down to the point where I just didn't smoke anymore. She also asked if I could do a show on smoking and how she thought smoking is stupid. We all do things that aren't good for us, and almost anything could be considered stupid. I know I kind of take a cynical look at a lot of things. If you've watched some of the episodes, you understand that. When it comes to smoking, eating, drinking, there's a lot of things out there that just are not really good for us at any point. Now, I've actually had people tell me that a doctor or somebody like that had said, oh, if you smoked less than a pack a day, it's not going to hurt you because your lungs can clean out. So, I'm sorry, Tamara, I just can't say that smoking is stupid. But we can ride that subject if you like. Where I want to get into the whole idea about being stupid is the attitude and the direction that our, people and the government has kind of taken with smoking. Treating smokers like lepers. Last time I checked, we had freedom of choice. Our decisions were our own. We didn't have to answer to anybody for, if we wanted to smoke, if we wanted to go hang gliding, if we wanted to, go skydiving or something. All of these are dangerous things. Smoking cigarette is dangerous. It eventually can kill you, but it's not proven. I couldn't even tell you how old George Burns was when he died, and he'd been smoking cigars forever. Some people are just more susceptible to the illnesses that go along with it. The biggest problem I have with the smoking is not the smoking. It's the fact that our government likes to, they preach one thing on one side and then do the opposite on the other. All the non-smoking advocates go up there and they're throwing money at these politicians saying, hey, we need these laws passed, we need these laws passed. And they don't do anything that's really effective. If you want people to quit, make them quit. It's as simple as that. Start opening up hospitals to the smokers. I've heard smoking is compared to cocaine or heroin. Now, I did quit, and I'll tell you, it's probably the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And I'm telling you, there's nothing easy about it. You just have to, put your foot down and say, I'm doing it. Now, it would be much easier if the accessibility of the cigarettes were less. Let's put it this way. At this time, we're, some of us that actually collect firearms, have firearms, we're having trouble getting hold of ammunition. Now, the rumor is the U.S. government is buying up all the ammunition, so there's no ammunition left for us poor saps that like to go plinking or hunting or just shooting. Now, I know that's off subject, but I'm heading somewhere with that. government has decided that we can't have ammunition for our firearms, and they're going to buy it all up. They could do the same thing with cigarettes. They could do that with tobacco. I also recall that there is a cash crop that is illegal. It's called marijuana. Now, I'm not saying legalize marijuana, but I would say that as a cash crop, there's a lot of farmers out there that could probably dig themselves out of a hole if they were able to grow marijuana. Now, I'm not a big advocate of it, but I am saying this. Marijuana, just from some of the research I found, the hemp is great for clothing. It's great for rope. You can make shoes out of this stuff, and it's durable. It's more durable than some of the man-made materials we've got out there. God, I can't even remember all the stuff. It can be used for fuel. It can be bound up and used as like firewood, and I know I want to sit around that fire. But I'm just saying that as a cash crop, it could be grown to be used. Oh, I remember. It grows faster than trees do, and you can make paper out of it. You know, so we wouldn't have to have a dependency on the trees. We could actually, you know, the farmers could be growing that. What I'm getting at is that let's say all the farmers that are growing tobacco, let's say Uncle Sam decides it's illegal to grow tobacco. Tobacco use is now illegal. Just make it illegal. That is the end game, isn't it? That's what people are wanting. The end game is to just get it out of our country, to stop it. I'm a firm believer from point A to point B. Get me to the end game. Don't do this stupid crap. I remember when I was a boy, my dad would smoke, and he smoked in stores. You could smoke in restaurants. There were no smoking sections. You smoked everywhere. You smoked on buses, smoked on trains, you smoked in the car, you smoked out in your yard, you smoked in the store, smoked in the malls. And now they got to the point where the first thing they did was they started saying, oh, well, we don't want you smoking in the stores. That was the first thing to go. So, you know, these advocates, they pushed and pushed. Finally, laws were passed that you couldn't smoke in stores. I believe that should have been the store owners' decision, not the government's. You know. Also, it went from the stores to the restaurants and the bars. Again, I believe it's the restaurants and the bar owners' decision whether or not they want smoking or not in their establishments. You know, this is what I'm believing. I don't understand why the government even got involved. If the government's going to do something, make it illegal. That's the stupid part. That they'll actually nitpick and they'll cause, you know, okay, they will take the smokers and treat them like lepers all the way up. You know, here's a little bit, here's a little bit, there's a little bit, here's a little bit, until one of these days they reach the end game and they just make it illegal. The reason why our government will not make it illegal is it is a cash crop. But guess who benefits from it? It's not the tobacco farmer. It's not the cigarette producers or the chew producers, the snuff producers. It's not even the consumer. Uncle Sam. All you have to do is go check a pack of cigarettes. 75% of the cost of a pack of cigarettes. Last time I looked, Pall Mall Light 100s were going for $3.39 a pack. Let's cut the 39 cents off. Just do easy math here. Let's cut that out. 39 cents. We just move that and say the pack was $3. Okay, even at $3, 75% of the cost of that pack of cigarettes goes to the government in taxes. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, that pack of cigarettes, the actual pack of cigarettes, goes for somewhere in the neighborhood of $2.40, $2.50. or no, I'm sorry, $1.20, somewhere around there. So think about it. That's all they're doing. They're trying to tax you. It's called a sin tax. Alcohol's under the same tax. It's a sin tax. So, you know, Uncle Sam's not going to get rid of cigarettes because they like getting all that tax from it. But back to, if you were to take all the farmers, well, hold on a second. I need to make one point. Out of tobacco, there's only 3 uses for tobacco: smoking it, chewing it, and I'm going to say snuff, same thing as chewing, and pesticides. There are some pesticides that use tobacco to keep bugs away from, like tomatoes. My grandmother used to take a rope, chewing tobacco, boil it, and then take the goop off of that, and then she'd go out and spray her tomatoes plants, keep the bugs off of it. So you only got 3 real uses for tobacco. But if all those tobacco farmers stopped growing tobacco and grew hemp, actually it'd have to be legalized, but started growing hemp for rope, textiles, for paper, we would have more uses. There would be more uses out of that hemp than you could ever see tobacco. Matter of fact, there's more uses for hemp and marijuana than there is for trees. And it's a faster growing crop, which means you can constantly just keep doing it, keep going. I mean, there are places, matter of fact, I was just in Florida. I was in Florida just recently, and there was one shop that all the clothing in the shop was made out of hemp. Stronger than cotton, more durable than cotton. It was soft. To me, it was just softer than cotton. They had a pair of sandals that was made out of like the hemp rope and stuff. They had really nice looking clothing and stuff. Highly expensive because, you know, who's selling it legally? And then another place was they were selling bamboo. I didn't know you could use a bamboo, but clothing that was using bamboo. I guess they pulverize it and whatever they do with it. But back to the subject, Tamara. I cannot say actually that smoking is stupid. I mean, it is unhealthy. It really is, and people should not even take it up. You know, but I am not the person to say don't do it, because that's not my right. I have no authority over you as you have no authority over me. I don't believe the government should have any authority over us either. I believe if you choose to smoke, that's your decision. Smoke. If you want to drink, drink. As long as it doesn't interfere with me. You know, and people will scream and holler. Now, you see on ads this stupid garbage about, oh, secondhand smoke increases your chances of getting cancer by 2%. Ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of a falsification of a statistic. The truth is, to get that 2% chance, you'd have to be locked in a cube like a vehicle. You know, such as my wife, sitting in a car with me while I'm puff, 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 puff. You know, then that may, and then that's after a period of time. You know, but you've got these other people out there that are just kind of brain dead, and they think that if they get a whiff of it across a parking lot, all of a sudden, ooh, I got a chance to die. Oh my God. The non-smoking advocates, I can't even say that they're, I'm sorry, but I have to say the non-smoking advocates are pretty stupid too. You've got all these companies, corporations, and people out there, all these groups trying to pass legislation to stop smoking, take smoking out of the sports systems. I talked to there was a group I met. I was just walking past, and they stopped me and they wanted to give me a pamphlet. Now, this is shortly after I'd quit smoking. Now, if you want any facts and figures on smoking, talk to a smoker. We know them all. Why? Because we're doing it. You know, we would probably tell you every little saying that's on a pack of cigarettes. You know, emphysema, Surgeon General has deemed it that you can get emphysema and low birth rate and all that stuff because we've seen it. Some smokers can even tell you the ident number on the bottom of a pack of cigarettes. But here's these people, these non-smoking advocates. They caught me, and they wanted to give me a pamphlet on quitting smoking and what we should do about trying to stop that. And I told them, I said, just make it illegal. What? And I said, just make it illegal. That's the fastest, easiest way to get tobacco out of our country. Well, I don't know if we can do that. And I looked at it and I said, okay, how much money did your group spend? You know, just all of them, all together. You don't want smoking. How much did you spend to take cigarettes or the tobacco ads out of NASCAR? I remember the Winston Cup. And I explained to them about the Winston Cup. And it can't be the Winston Cup anymore because they can't advertise cigarettes. You're not going to see ads for cigarettes on cars. You're not going to see them on the banners. Can't do it. Can't have it. Oh my God. Okay. I asked him, I said, how much? Oh, I don't know. I said, one of you's got a smartphone. Look it up. Well, taller kid in the back, he starts looking it up. He said, well, if this is true, it says we spent $41 billion. $41 billion with a B to get the ads and tobacco out of sports racing. And I looked at all of them and I said, see, the people that you are working with, the people that gave you these pamphlets and sent you out here, they didn't give you the whole story. If you spent that much money to get it out of NASCAR, wouldn't it have been cheaper to spread that around to politicians? I mean, a politician is cheaper. What? Give them $50,000, $100,000, and they're in your pocket. Go to a congressman and say, hey, I want to give you $100,000. Let's see what we can do about the non-smoking thing. Let's get smoking out of the, let's make it illegal. $100,000, you bet. They'd jump on that. And how many, they'll say $100,000 times a couple of billion. Come on. It would cost you a whole lot less. You could buy the entire Congress. You could buy the entire Senate. Hell, you could probably buy a president and a vice president for that kind of money. So who's stupid here? The smokers who are smoking? Or the idiots that want to take it out of the world and spend that kind of money just to get it out of NASCAR? I could think of a whole lot better uses for that money. You know, but again, it's supposed to be your choice. And anymore, it's getting to the point where you don't have a choice. And I'll tell you something else. What a lot of you don't understand, if you are the non-smoking advocates, if you don't believe in smoking or whatever the case may be, what you don't understand is that is just one step. You know, they get to the point where they say, oh, well, no, you can't smoke anywhere. Okay, you just eliminated smoking. Well, the advocates, and I'm not saying any of you would do this, but there are too many people out there that got too much money, too much time on their hands. So they have to have something to do. So they go looking for these battles. So they get rid of the smoking. You know, which they've almost done. They have almost eliminated smoking anywhere. I think now the law is you can't smoke within 50 feet of a door to a public building. Crazy. But they've already tried it in, not Washington, I'm sorry. I think it was Chicago and New York. And I believe they were trying to pass it in Indianapolis, Indiana, where if you go to a restaurant, you can't order a soft drink, a sugared soft drink, more than 12 ounces. That they wanted to pass a law on this. Oh, well, obesity is running rampant. Well, that's See, they've almost won the war on the smoking, so let's jump on that one. You know, you got too many people out there want to tell you how to live. So now you're getting the government involved. You got idiots out there that have decided the Constitution don't mean anything. So now they're after your eating habits, your drinking habits. I hate to tell you, but the Obamacare, if you're overweight, they can deny you any care at all. That's God's honest truth. They can do it. And they will. You bet on that. It starts off, like I say, it started off with the cigarettes. Now it's going to the food. It won't be too much longer. They'll go after other things. You know, let's see. Oh, shoot. Okay. If right now they got rid of the cigarettes and they're trying to make it to where you can't drink more than a 12-ounce soft drink when you have your meal at a restaurant, how long do you think it's going to be before they start outlawing fast food? What do you think about that? And it's coming. It's actually coming. You know, this is all on the fast track, and a lot of people don't see this. I see it every day. You know, I listen to the radio. I don't watch TV. I don't like TV. There's nothing there. There's no quality television anymore. So, but I listen to the radio, and I've got my computer. I can look up. Actually, this is just one of four. I look online, and if I have a question about something, I'll research it. I'll try to find out. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, and Tamara, you got to watch. You really do. You've got to watch what you're doing. Because if you take away somebody else's rights under any pretense, you know, oh, well, smoking's bad for you, and since it's bad for you, you don't do it, we're going to make it illegal. There was a movie, it was called Demolition Man. I kind of thought the movie was pretty good, but that was sort of the world we're looking at going into. You know, if it's unhealthy, they're going to make it illegal. Everybody will be wearing the moo-moos. If you know what a moo-moo is, look it up. Everybody will have to have pretty much the same hairstyle because who wants to be offended by, you know, a hairstyle, a hair color? Everybody will have to have a natural color because we don't want to be offended. We don't want to offend others. The music will all be bland because you don't want anything. You don't want anything out there that might offend somebody. You can't play it loud because you might offend somebody. You know, I've had people tell me that it's coming. One of these days, we're all going to be wearing gray jumpsuits, and we're going to be listening to jingles with no words because wouldn't want to offend anybody. You'll be able to practice your religion behind closed doors. We can't have it out in the public because we might offend somebody. It's coming. It's a sad fact. All you have to do is take a good look around you today and watch all the people that are out there, these people that got nothing better to do than to take up a cause against somebody else. That's why I say the most dangerous force in the world is a group of stupid people with a cause. They will absolutely destroy the rest of us. And what's bad is these people that are pushing all of this are a minority group. Now, I don't mean minority as in Hispanic or Black, Chinese or anything like that. I mean that they are lesser than the rest of us. That is what's really sad. I'll give you a perfect example. In downtown Bloomington, Indiana, City Council met, and they decided that they wanted to do something about the smoking issue in Bloomington, Indiana. And they decided they were going to pass a citywide ordinance to where no smoking in restaurants or bars. And somebody who was semi-smart on the board says, wait a minute, we need to find out what people think first. Oh, yeah, we better poll people. Well, they started polling people, and they found out that a majority of the people were either on the side of the smoker or didn't care. That was the majority. The minority were the ones who said, "Oh, well, we don't like it. We want to quit it." As a matter of fact, I think it was like 30%, 30 might have been 32% that they actually found did not want smoking in restaurants or bars. The rest of them, the rest of the people they surveyed said they didn't care, or they would rather have the smoking in the bars and all this. So the city council met, and they voted, and they passed the ordinance against the majority rule. Well, they set a standard of I think it was $100 a day, that if your restaurant or bar gets caught and people are smoking in your establishment, well, the bars pretty much, they showed up at the meetings and flat told them, if I want smoking in my bar, I'm going to allow it. You know, you want to fine me $100? Whoop-dee-doo, I'll pay the fine. But I will allow smoking in my bar. You're not going to tell me how to run my business. Ladies and gentlemen, that I would think that would be the basic premise of owning a business, is so that you could be your own boss. You don't need the government. It's bad enough the government comes in and tells you how you have to pay your taxes, and don't even get me started on that. But how you pay your taxes and all the zoning laws that they've got, and then turn around and have some brain-dead city ordinance come up and say that you can't serve this, you can't serve that, you can't allow this, and you can't allow that. Smoking. Like I've said, I cannot honestly say that smoking is stupid. Now, I will say it's not exactly an intelligent idea to go into. Now, I'll tell you, I can't feel sorry for somebody who smokes, because you picked up the cigarette, you lit it. Same as drug addicts. I cannot feel sorry for these people when they say, "Oh, an addiction is a disease, messes with your mind and changes your way of thinking." And well, yeah, it does. It does. But I cannot feel sorry for these people, because they are the ones who decided to do that. They decided to pick up that cigarette. They decided to pick up that pipe. They decided to pick up that tube and snort the cocaine. You know, that was their decision. Most diseases, now everybody says, "Oh, well, addiction is a disease because it changes your mind or messes up your mind." Well, I look at it this way, and I'm just a layman. I am no doctor whatsoever. But I will tell you this. I have yet to ever hear of an individual going to a party some night and said, "Yo, man, give me a shot of that, I don't know, Ebola or E. coli." Or, "Hey, how about give me some of that smallpox." Those are diseases. Smallpox, polio, ladies and gentlemen, there's all kinds of diseases. You don't go someplace and voluntarily get a disease. I've never heard of such a thing. But with any addiction, you voluntarily started it. You wanted to do it. The information is out there. You ignored it. So, with that, I'm going to say, don't take up an addiction. Any addiction. Drinking, drugs, cigarettes. Just don't. Now, as for me saying they're stupid, hey, I believe that people ought to have a right to do whatever they want to do, as long as it don't interfere with somebody else. That just, here's an idea. It's going to go into another show eventually, but stupid laws. Such as, why do most states and townships have two separate laws for the same thing? You've got drunk and disorderly. That means you're drunk and you're out doing something stupid. And then you've got one called public intoxication. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a responsible adult and you walk from your house to the local pub, have you about 4 or 5 drinks, and then you walk back home, you are being quiet, you are crossing the crosswalk like you're supposed to, you are not causing any trouble whatsoever, you're not staggering or falling all over yourself, it doesn't matter. A police officer can stop you, and if he figures out you're drunk, you're going to jail for public intoxication. Personally, I do not believe we need a law like public intoxication. Drunk and disorderly, yes. Public drunkenness, yes. But not public intoxication. That's just plain stupid. I got off subject a couple of times. I'm working on it. I'm trying. Tamara, I'd like to thank you very much for the email. I hope I answered your question. If not, send me another email, clarify. We'll take care of that. And I do have a question for you. You might answer it. I don't have on the YouTubes, I'm really not getting a lot of hits on the videos, but I'm getting a lot of emails. This I'm not understanding. Are people, watching it in groups, or are they just, hey, write this down. Hey, talk to this guy, If they're not watching the videos, they wouldn't see the response anyway. But I'm getting all kinds of emails. I think that's enough for now. I hope I answered your question. Have a great evening, and God bless.